sa petite langue qui se pointe dans la gueule. C'est bizarre.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ultimate Promotions Team Ultimate Courtney McCauley Jump Shooter proudly present our semi-main event of the evening. Ladies and gentlemen, 4 rounds of kickboxing in the middleweight division. Would you welcome on my right, from Bendigo North Bendigo, 9 fights, 5 wins. Ladies and gentlemen, scaling 71.85 kilograms. Greg Angwin, his chief mentor, wearing black trunks with red trim, Essendon Bombers colours. Ladies and gentlemen, he is an ISCA Muay Thai East Coast champion. Would you welcome the machine, Phil Chapman. And across the ring, occupying the red corner, Paul Taylor, Simon the Fourth Clinic, assisting Ivan Recco. Ladies and gentlemen from Werribee South in the mighty western suburbs, scaling 72 kilograms, running the button, wearing New Look silver gold trunks, 17 fights, 9 wins. East Coast IKBF champion. Would you welcome, ladies and gentlemen, Hollywood Tony Miletic. The referee, Brian Waddell.
Okay, guys, we both understand the rules. I'm going to touch part of the start of the first round and the final round. Any questions?
All is in readiness for our penultimate fight of the night, the semi-main event. Tony Hollywood Miletic out of the red corner. The machine, Phil Chapman, out of the blue corner. Ivan Raffo's stables versus the stables of Greg Angwin. This one brought to you by Comstore and High Point Accident Repair Centre. Scheduled for 4 2-minute rounds. Miletic, the more obviously experienced candidate, 17 fights under his belt as compared to Chapman's 9. But Chapman, as we've seen him in the past, a very strong all-round contender, good boxing skills as well.
Carrying his hands very low though, Chapman. He wants to keep him up against the likes of Miletic. Miletic, a very cagey opponent. Always be slinging off the ropes, throwing punches from all angles. Always well prepared by Ivan Ruffo and the boys down there. So Hollywood Tony Miletic, very seasoned campaigner. Phil Chapman will certainly have his work cut out for him here tonight.
Miletic with, well, he gets our award for the most glittering shorts of the night, Hammer.
Well, certainly, he's not scared to put on a bit of a show. Tony Miletic, always entertaining.
Dubbed him Hollywood.
The Hollywood boy.
At the moment, a very tentative start by both men, showing a lot of respect for each other. Phil Chapman not yet to unload any of his bombs. Miletic just feeling out his opponent. Miletic wants a win on tonight's card. Of course, in the last Ultimate outing, he lost to Richard Walsh over the distance at the Brimbank Sports and Entertainment Centre. That was a semi-main event to Lester Ellis. Tonight, his semi-main event to Nick Carroll and Michael Burke. Miletic going for the outside left leg. Chapman just controlling the centre of the ring, but not really throwing anything to worry Miletic at the moment. 1 minute 5 down in the first round of action.
See the focus on Phil Chapman's face, but geez, he's carrying his hands low. That's a real danger time for him.
You just sense Miletic maybe steering that right hand through the guard and popping him on the jaw. Danger times for Chapman really is, as the Hammer said, carrying his hands around about his waist at times. And Miletic, a very experienced campaigner, will be able to pick the spot and power through. You can bet on that. Another fantastic fight, Hammer, brought to us by Ultimate Promotions. What a team they are.
Absolute sensational job they've done here tonight.
Whipping high right round kick, just glancing past the brow of Phil Chapman to end the first round of action, Hammer. And really nothing much in that first round.
Nothing much in that, just basically a feeling out round. Both boys just seeing what the other has to offer. But I tell you what, Phil Chapman is going to have to carry his guard a little higher, especially when they get into those tight-in encounters. And Miletic lets go with those hooks. If he's carrying his guard that low, it's going to be trouble for him. But these boys very evenly matched, and this is going to be a sensational fight.
We are rumbling in the second round. This one's scheduled for 4. Phil Chapman against Tony Hollywood Miletic. Nothing much in the first round at all. Very low work rate by both men. Just a feeling out process. Well, hopefully that's well and truly over here as we kick off the second. Phil Chapman in the black and red trunks. Tony Miletic, as we pointed out, in the glittering silver. Nice chopping leg kick to the outside left thigh there from Miletic. Cracks away the right-legged round kick to the ribs. Good inside leg kick was well checked there from Chapman. Chapman yet to come over the top with his hands on any occasion. Miletic with a slight height and reach advantage. Flicks up the lead leg round kick to the head. Just not enough mustard behind it. Then goes down for the inside leg kick. Here comes Chapman now over the top with his hands. If he can connect to the side of the jaw of Tony Miletic, Miletic will certainly have a headache on his hands.
Chapman almost tentative here tonight, Michael. He's not really taking the fight up to Miletic. He's standing back and letting Miletic unload. He wants to take the initiative a little more and dictate the terms of the fight on his own ground. But he's just waiting on Miletic to come in on him all the time. Chapman, he's stalking forward, but he's not doing a lot when he gets there.
Body shots there from Phil Chapman, showing some of that boxing skill we talked about earlier on. That really is where Phil Chapman's strengths lie, in the boxing. Tony Miletic just missing with the hands and then the leg kick. Chapman just a little bit of fancy footwork to get him out of dodge on that occasion. Miletic, nice 1-2 to the head, then followed it up with a leg kick. Good combination. Probably one of the slower paced fights of the night so far, following on from the crackers that were Parry Nicolau and Paul Lee and Evan Femlarkis. This one a little bit slower pace, maybe a little bit more technical though. Phil Chapman just connecting with a glancing right hand to the jaw of Tony Miletic, and Miletic looking in trouble when Chapman does get going with the hands hammer.
Yeah, although Chapman did wear a couple on the way in there off the lead hand of Miletic. So they're really evened up on the handing department, and it's turning out to be a very, very even matchup indeed.
What a very courageous young sportsman, Charlie Genoese, who's been working out with the champ Lester Ellis. A very seconds out, round 3.
Underway in this round of action. Third round, Tony Miletic just snapping out that jab, just feeling his distance out against Phil Chapman. Neither man has really connected with anything to phase the other so far, as Miletic fires off a round front kick off the rear leg. Getting my kicks confused there, Hammer. Bit tongue-tied in anticipation for the main event. I'm getting excited.
Tell you what, if you're tired now, wait till you see the main event. They're going to be going at 100 miles an hour on that one.
Tell you what, I was at the weigh-in last night. You should see the shape that Nick Carrer is in. I'll tell you what, he might audition for Manpower, the shape he looks in, Hammer.
Oh,
Unbelievable.
You know about Manpower, Michael.
That's enough of that. Nice leg check there from Tony Miletic. Phil Chapman inside leg kick. Miletic cracks away to the outside left thigh. That reddened left thigh of Phil Chapman. He's won quite a few kicks downstairs so far. Snappy jab to the top of the bald cranium of Phil Chapman. Tie up in the centre of the ring. Sweeping inside leg kick from Tony Miletic. Short right hook to the side of the head from Chapman.
Miletic really using that jab and lead leg nicely, measuring off, finding his distance on Chapman.
Miletic really one of the more underrated fighters. Always seems to find himself in a lot of big undercards, but never yet a main eventer.
The day will come for Tony Miletic.
Most definitely will.
It's only a matter of time for him. He's a really solid performer. He's always in there, and he'll fight anyone pretty much. He doesn't mind.
Very solid combinations as trained by Ivan Ruffo. Of course, one of your old ring partners, ring sparrers there in the ring, Hammer. Simon Fennick in the corner of Tony Miletic. Man, you went to war with at Festival Hall.
I wouldn't say it was a ring spar, Michael.
It's a blood fest, that's what it was.
Sparring is usually a little bit easier.
You put your nose on the other side of your face that night, but you still ended up winning it.
Thank you very much. He actually straightened it for me. I was bent silly before that fight. He straightened up nicely.
Well, can Tony Miletic maybe rearrange the face of Phil Chapman in centre ring? Doesn't look like it at the moment. Chapman just walks straight into a beautiful left jab.
Well, Miletic's one of these fighters. He doesn't rush himself. He's happy to go on the back foot as much as the front foot, but he puts it together very, very well. Tony Miletic is a very accomplished performer. That round, however, may have just slightly been leaning to the way of Chapman, but nevertheless, Miletic is doing a fine job. Good, solid work rate from him.
Here we go in the fourth and final round. Both men touch gloves and we're underway. The man they call Hollywood, Tony Miletic, against the machine, Phil Chapman. Chapman just walking into a straight left. Miletic just snapping out the jab, then the leg kick. Nice combination from him. Very sharp customer he is, Miletic. Good check there off the lead leg from Chapman. Miletic goes high to the head. Sticks up the front kick to the breadbasket.
Well, Chapman is certainly working his defence as well.
Well, they've really stepped up the pace here in the fourth and final round.
They're bringing it on strong. This one is down for the taking for sure.
Phil Chapman just copying another one on that red and left thigh, that lead thigh. Tony Miletic's really done a number on him. Sweat just flying off the brow of Miletic as Chapman connects with a vicious left hook.
Phil Chapman knows he's a little behind, possibly on the scorecards. He's got to bring it on strong in the last round. Miletic also needs to pick up the pace just to seal it.
Good uppercut, just popping it in under the chin there was Phil Chapman. Miletic's got that tight guard. Chapman a little bit sprayed in his arms when he fires the round kick. Good combination again there from Tony Miletic, just not enough sting behind it. Good uppercut again from Phil Chapman. He's rocked the head back of Tony Miletic on a number of occasions so far. Miletic moving in, left hook, leg kick combination.
You see the lead thigh there of Chapman just reddened from those rolling round kicks.
Nice uppercut again off the right there from Phil Chapman. Miletic just missing with the leg kick. Outside leg kick misses the target. Chapman chases him into the red corner. Fires out another uppercut and a right hook. Well, Chapman again proving his worth in the hand department. Miletic slogs it back now. The crowd rallying behind both of these men in the fourth and final round. As the hammer said, this fight is there for the taking, folks.
It's down to the final seconds now. It's going to be whoever can bring it on strongly, but I'd have to say Chapman is finishing, coming home very strongly indeed.
Well, it was a slow first 3 rounds, but it's been a cracker to make up for it here in the fourth and final. Phil Chapman unloads with a big searing right hand. And there it is, the end of the fourth and final round. Hammer, we're going to the judges. I know you love that. How do you see it?
Show your appreciation.
Well, Michael, after a very torrid affair indeed, Miletic, I think, was just the busier of the two, but after my prediction with Paul Lee and Atal, I'm going to stick my neck out at all, actually. But I'd have to say, for my money and for my scorecard, I'd have to go the way of Tony Miletic. Although Phil Chapman did bring it on pretty strongly, you know, a draw wouldn't be out of the question on this one either.
Ladies and gentlemen, we go to the scorecards and we have a majority split points winner. He comes from the red corner, Tony Hollywood Miletic. Phil, in the last round you came out really roaring. You're mentally strong, but maybe you let it slip away in the earlier rounds. How did you see it?
Yeah, I was a bit worried if I was fit enough, and just wanted to know. Made it to the last round and thought, oh, now's the time. 2 minutes. It's not a long time out of your life to put in, yeah. Tonight, probably my retirement. Win, lose or draw, anyway. A lot of work going on. Time to start growing up and looking after the family. I'd like to thank everyone, my trainer, Johnny Paul, guys like Ivan, my Masua, Brian, friends, Tony, Shelley, helped me and supported me through a lot of fights. And everyone who's come here tonight, my manager Chris, Stevie, sparring partners from Bendigo, and everyone from Sunshine who's helped us along the way. It's been a few years. I've enjoyed it. I love it.
Thank you. Phil Chapman announcing his retirement tonight. Tony, it was nice to get back in the winner's circle after a tough fight against Richard Walsh.
Yeah, I had some poor form at the start of the year. I won one and I lost one, but I still wasn't happy with it. And I come in fighting Phil. Well, Phil's beaten our gym 3 times, so we took a different strategy this time. It's not really my style of fighting, moving around, moving away. But I knew Phil was a real hard hitter, and he knocked me block off. He got a chance, so we moved around and we beat him that way. Our plan worked. I just want to thank Phil for giving me a hard fight, and thank my trainer Ivan, Simon, Paul, my girlfriend, and all the people who come watch me. Thank absolutely everyone here for a great show. Thanks to Paul DiMacaulay, put me on a great show again. Thanks a lot and enjoy the night.
Well done, Hollywood, Tony Miletic and Phil Chapman. We're going to have a 5-minute break, and then we're back with our main event.